When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC 811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the NSR Xfinity Series here, brought to you by the NC811.org. In front of you here is Simtrax Broadcasting here at Michigan International Speedway. 2 Mile track is going to give these guys a hard time in these Xfinity cars, seeing that the right rear will most likely be the hardest tire out there to gather and keep traction out there on the track. A lot of guys you're going to see try to dive down toward the bottom, which is okay. They'll be able to build up a little bit of speed down there, but how well will they take on that right front tire with that kind of punishment with the long, sweeping, wide turns that they have? Now, joining alongside me tonight is Stella. Stella, and boy, we've got a race for you guys here tonight, especially for the Michigan 250. Now, Stella, these guys are getting set up out here. A lot of guys are nailing down some solid times, but I don't know on the confidence level, leaving the short tracks and heading to more of a super speedway style kind of race.
Well, I think, with the wide sweeping corners, these long straightaways, no restrictor plates, these guys are going to enjoy the fast pace.
Yeah, well, I'm checking out some of the top speeds out there, alone out of the draft. Brandon Hastings, who's sitting on top of the chart, sits at over 200 miles an hour. So he's going to be locked and loaded, ready to go. He'll be our guy on top of the grid here tonight, and that should be a fantastic run for him. I'm hoping that's going to continue on for him as we get started here for this race here. 125 laps. Stages will be at 30 and 60. Of course, we have a 100% fuel limit. Now, keep in mind, 4 sets of tires down in the pit. We may see some guys decide to only take right side tires and try to switch things up a little bit. No fast repairs, so these guys do need to be careful. Bump drafting will be okay, but rubbing is racing. And, of course, 81 degrees down onto the track. So, of course, me coming to you as your lead producer, Stella joining alongside me, and our fine race controller of Corey Boudnot. Definitely, we're going to see a fantastic race tonight, and a lot of guys are going to be shuffling around, but I think that 6 miles an hour wind is going to be our underlier of guys not expecting it as it comes off of turn 2, pushing them closer and closer here to the wall.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty tough. Stella, I know guys are kind of going to be beside themselves trying to figure out how to do it. But as they're getting beside themselves, let's go ahead and take a look at them as they are out there getting lined up for the grid. Brandon Hastings and Stoney Benefield. Now, I got Benfield, is we're looking at right now. Stoney was on top for the 10 minutes of qualifying that he was out there. He was out there for 8 minutes on top of the chart. He got knocked off just at the end there by Brandon Hastings. So these are our guys here in the front row. Following up with Eddie Rose and Matt Sisler, Corey Hassler and Martin Roberg will be 5 and 6. On the inside of row number 4 will be Jerry Culver. Next is Thomas Stanley. Robert Sanders, 9th, moving on to Matthew Wheeler. Now, I know a lot of these guys are trying to work together, trying to find different teammates, not only ones within their own team, but trying to find other guys out there on the track that you can work with. Last thing you want to do is get bumped around, be in a bad spot, having to bump, draft, and push somebody, and it's somebody you don't know. So a lot of practice has been done all week to try to work together, and hopefully we end up with probably some pack racing here, and we're kind of hoping for that instead of a runaway that Team Conti has been doing for the past few weeks. Mark Sikosi will be sitting 11th next to Keith Fonseca. Will be starting in the 12th position. Rotate on back were Jason Crumley, Corey Hines, and you guys all know about Corey Hines in the 57 machine. He has been on a roll here as of late. Definitely a lot of room and a lot of work he's been doing out there, so we'll see if his winning streak continues. Johnny Taylor, Eric Schaefer, Jesse Priest, and Adam Benefield will be starting in 18th spot. Jamie Knopf will be in 19th next to Brandon Banks. Banks has actually been having a kind of a slump here lately. After his win, he's having some trouble getting up there into the top 5. We'll see if Brandon Banks can kick it off tonight. Following up with Michael Strickland, Justin Cope. They'll be starting in row number 11. Row number 12 now is Craig Parks and Brian Rayburn. Looking to see if any of these guys may or may not take the wheel. It seems some of them may be starting from pit due to incident limits here, Stella. So a lot of these guys will be laps behind to go ahead and get the race started off. They've got to clean up their act before they can get back out there. Which follows us with Jason Hastings, Dylan Walterman, and Ryan Wendt. Right now I'm seeing guys who are sitting down pit. I think Dylan Walterman in his 26 Toyota is unable to take the wheel here, and he is going to be not racing tonight. Eddie Rose, Brian Rayburn, Ryan Wendt, and Robert Sanders are going to be our guys starting from pit. So, pace truck heading on off, getting ready to get this one underway here for the Michigan 250. Let's go ahead and kick this one off to get this night started. Brandon Hastings, excellent jump here as Barney flies the green flag, and away they go. Already heading into turn number 1 here. This is going to be an interesting slide as you see top side rotating on down. Now Stoney's going to be on the outside, and Stoney trying his best to try to hold it in here on that outside line as everybody just narrowly keeps it off the wall here. And Stella's so far so good through turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'm loving it. You know me, I'm into that bunch them all up racing because if there's action going, then that's good stuff.
Yeah, well, speaking of good stuff, Brandon Hastings right now is leaving the field by 3/4 of a second. Corey Hassler is going to see if he can follow along and chase him here. He gained 3 spots in a matter of a lap here already. Piece of cake for him as he's churning on through. Jason Crumley is another one who's been moving up very, very quickly out there in the 83 Chevrolet. Been rocking on through. Man, and as I say, he gets picking up speed, loses control. Up 5 positions, down to 20th. Now he's lost 8 here on the night and continuing to roll on back. Wow. Jason Crumley, great job to hold on to it, but this is going to be killer for his team because he's going to have to figure out how to bounce back, and Stella losing the draft. He could be a march way farther back here and be way out of contention.
He could be out of contention, but only until the first, if they go green flag, until the first stage. And then at least he'll be back with the pack.
All right. Yeah, you are right. Lap 30 is kind of what we'll be rally capping for to see him return. But let's watch the 57 of Corey Hines here following behind Johnny Taylor and the 3 Chevrolet. Looks like they're going to put Mark Sikosi behind him, as a little bit of that nudging here is working for him. Corey Hines riding along with him now, kind of sitting shotgun as we watch the rest of the field starting to fly behind him. Corey Hines has gained 6 on the night, moving up to the lap number 4 as he moves up to 8th. So right now these guys are on a roll, and Stella, I'm almost seeing that it seems like Team Conti just doesn't qualify and then finds it more of a challenge to pass the entire field once they get up to the top 5.
Yeah, I was looking at that too, thinking, oh, well, maybe this track is a little different because Corey didn't start all the way in the back this time. He started about midfield. But it doesn't seem like it's going to take him much to move on up.
Yeah, joining Corey Hines, Jamie Knopf, Johnny Taylor, Brandon Hastings, and Adam Benefield. Right now, all of them are moving up to the front. Right now, Adam Benefield looks like he is stuck back there in 16th, having some trouble churning up to the front, as this entire field right now is actually starting to spread apart. We're almost seeing some single-file racing here, but not yet. Right now, a couple of guys still trying to battle for position as the tires heat up and get settled into the track. Word through the grapevine here, Stella, really about that lap 30 mark is when these tires start really falling off here, and guys are going to be having a hard time holding on to it. The key would be is making your tires last 40 laps if you built your setup for 40 laps, and now you'll be actually set up for a long term. That if this thing ends up with a caution or something else, or even in the very final pack, but the number 13 of Jerry Culver is around.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, right now looks like I think he tries to lock it down, and most people get around him. You do see some of the landscaping chewed up here a little bit.
They will survive, but okay, we are at our first yellow caution of the evening here on lap 6.
Yeah, that we are. Right now, if we take a look already all the way back to Stanley in the 10th position, Thomas Stanley, that is, in the 62 Chevrolet, he was actually almost 7 seconds off pace, so these guys are going to be trying to see if they can kick something up there. We didn't, well, I believe, maybe, I'm not sure. I didn't think Matt Sisler came up and took the lead here, but I think Sisler may have slung on by and get on through. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek here. And what happened to Culver? Now, Culver was up here racing. I thought it was Stoney. Oop.
Boink. That would be what happened.
Yeah, Stoney driving the NC811.org car. Looks like he comes off of turn 4 loose. And it may have nipped him here.
Oh,
really,
nice,
right now.
Todd.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see. And that's what this league does. These guys don't really turn their cars into bulldozers here. They've got to take care of them.
Very nice. Well, there's consequences, between, first and foremost, no fast repair. Second, you've got the penalties. If you start getting messy out there and causing a bunch of hoo-ha, you're going to be starting from the pits and a lap down.
Yeah. Here's Culver one more time. Look at this. Man.
Nice.
Yeah, Sikosi just gets by him.
I don't know how, but that was impressive.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting angle there, is kind of what we saw. Let's see if we can take another look at it here. Where's Stoney Benefield here, and see if we can see what happens. I'm trying to see, you see kind of the orange line on his wheel. I don't know if he was sliding. That car came loose, and we've seen Stoney actually get loose in a lot of races here lately. And loose is fast, but fast he's now out of control. So unfortunately now Stoney will sit second, and I believe our driver of Jerry Culver is sitting down pit, trying to see if he can fix that race car and get back out there.
Yeah, oof. That's ugly. That's going to be a little bit of a required, I think, not just optional repairs tonight.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep an eye on and see. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Eddie Rose should be our first driver back onto the lead lap. And he's one of the ones that started from pit.
He did.
So the number 46 will return. Robert Sanders, Ryan Wendt, and Brian Rayburn are guys still laps down, looking to see if they can kind of come back and kick it here and try to see if they can come up with some sort of a plan here. Hopefully this is not a caution-filled race. Normally the NSR does not have a lot of cautions here, Stella. And that's what a lot of guys out here expect. A lot of guys have been racing side by side together, kind of know what each other are going to do out here tonight. And that's why the cautions are so few and far between.
Yeah, I mean, last week at Iowa, 250 laps, we had all of 4 cautions. And if I remember right, I think 2 of them were stages. So that's impressive.
Yeah. Now we're taking a look here as everybody's starting to get lined back up, double file behind the Chevy Silverado out there. Right now, Johnny Taylor is the one on the move here tonight. He has gained 10 positions. Starting 15th, he'll be up toward the front. Starting, I believe, in the 5th position. I think that outside lane's kind of slacking off just a little bit here. If I'm not mistaken, Stella, looking at Sisler here, if looking forward, I think Stoney's missing the back end of his car.
Oh. He sure is.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that because if he is, that is not going to be good. He's going to have a huge downforce problem. And if you thought he was loose before, he's going to be even worse now. All righty, let's get this one back under green as Brandon Hastings in the 91 Chevrolet gets off to another fantastic start here, and away he goes. Keep in mind, this is also without the help of Ottinger here to help Team Conti out tonight. He is sitting this one out, watching his boys race from the sidelines here. Corey Hassler will be following along. Matt Sisler sits now second, drops down to 4th. As it looks like Johnny Taylor slings on past him here. Look at this clump of cars right here. Johnny Taylor sitting there next to Matt Sisler. Corey Hines sitting in the back watching this kind of all unfold. And Hassler stuck in the middle. We'll kind of sit on top of this one and see how this kind of works out. Now, I don't know how they're going to fly on by, but we still remain 3 abreast coming across the line, seeing how this is going to fly through. Stella, this is fantastic, and right now I feel real bad here for Corey Hassler as he is unable to kind of really squeeze out from in between the Team Conti driver of Corey Hines and Matt Sisler in the 66 on the outside.
Oh, yes, but he's holding his line, as are everybody else, and it's looking good. They're going to spread out here in a second and maintain. But no, that was lovely. We've seen it before, the 3 wide and 3 wide, and one set of them was pushing, where this was lovely. This was just wonderful.
2 seconds separate the leader and 8th place here on the track. Right now, everybody's trying to see where they can fall in, work together. Right now, looking to see, I think, Adam Benefield and Stoney Benfield. There we go, Stella. We talked about this earlier. If the 2 of them get together, will I mix it up? But it looks like Adam has gotten around Stoney, and Stoney, you can tell something's wrong with that car. He is marching back down to 10th, and he is fighting it. Yep, way loose. Here he comes. Oh, hang in there.
Oh, nice dodge.
Yeah, not bad there, my Michael Strickland, to just barely miss him there. That is your pink Fanta car that you enjoy so much. Yeah, right now Stoney knows something's wrong with that car, kind of praying for a caution to see if he can come down. It may have been an idea if Stoney came down during the caution and see if he could try to repair his car. But I don't know if he knew he had any damage out there.
I didn't. I thought it might have been a glitch, but very interesting. I mean, I've never seen a piece missing that looks like that.
Yeah, well, he's definitely missing that. Not the deck lid, but the piece right below it, in between the tail lights. So that is unfortunately reducing the amount of downforce that he requires. And the downforce doesn't come just from the spoiler. Also consider some of the air that's going underneath the car. You want that rear bumper to kind of to be a little bit lower to help grab a hold of the air and squat the butt end of that car down, or otherwise he'll end up skating all over this track. So you can tell right now he is falling way off pace here, and he's still going to be chasing. I'm interested to see, right now, a lot of our guys who are laps down are up here toying around with our guys who are farther up, and especially even up into the 19th position. A lot of these guys are battling around. Now, Stella, I know we keep an eye on some of our guys out there driving, and more here in the back, but let's rotate up front where Brandon Hastings might be under fire here, as Johnny Taylor and Corey Hines have now caught him. We are sitting 1, 2, and 3. Sisler's got to make up about a second here, and the first time tonight, it looks like Johnny Taylor is going to take the lead here from Brandon Hastings coming through 1 and 2. Not so fast as Brandon Hastings with the turn 2 exit speed. He's going to have some a choice to make. Corey Hines, that is, in the 57 Chevrolet, who sits behind and decides to split them. Right now with Team Conti considering going 3 wide, racing amongst themselves here in the front.
Now, do you think that's an offensive or defensive maneuver? Right now, there's nobody close enough behind them for them to be blocking 3 lanes. So I think they might just be entertaining themselves.
Yeah, it might be. Right now, 39-second laps are what these guys are turning. Right now is their fastest time. 40 seconds out there even for Johnny Taylor as he is into the lead and starting to pull away. But as Corey Hines kind of sandbagging it here, waiting to see if he can run him down. That's going to be what we'll have to see later on here in the race as these two race side by side. But we're going to rotate on back to check on Jamie Knopf back here with the Team Conti Racing guys who are sitting in the 28 Toyota. Not too many Toyotas actually racing out here tonight. Ryan Wendt is the only other one, and Dylan Walterman was not able to take the wheel here tonight. So those are the only 2 Toyotas out here racing, if you guys are into the car logos out there and who is kind of what make and model that you guys like. Jamie Knopf is out there sporting the Toyota and sitting now 10th, 9 positions up on the night. So he is way in the back right now, looking to see if he can join some of his guys up there. But, man, good turn exit speed. And from what I've seen out here, if Corey Hines looking to see if he can take a shot for the outside. Stella, we were getting ready to talk about something else here, but I see something going on with that 57. And this is going to put Corey Hines into the lead. And once again, it looks like Team Conti might own yet another racetrack here in the NSR Xfinity Series.
Yeah, it does look like it. They are pushing that top 10. I think if there were, about 7 more of them, they'd be clearing the top 10.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. We haven't seen a sweep like this unless it was in the Big Show or over there with Racing Revolution. And the guys over there with the Element X Racing, that is definitely what you see happening as teams got to start getting that right set up. Everybody's tweaked just a little bit to race to fit the driver, and that's exactly what you're seeing here. We're wondering now maybe Corey Hines has got a little better feel for his Chevrolet out there, but Johnny Taylor is going to be following. Brandon Hastings now sits 3rd, and then we'll kind of throw the camera about a second and a half behind to check out Matt Sisler, who's now getting passed by Adam Benefield here. Sisler going to push it a little harder into the turn. Had a little joke with him earlier about not wrecking tonight, so the 66 is going to be looking to really impose his will here tonight. Eric Schaefer will be sitting right behind these two going at it here as they dive into 3. I don't know if Sisler's going to have enough turn speed to rotate on through. I've had a lot of success here at Michigan rotating that 3/4 line up and moving on through. As you can see, Adam Benefield gets way loose, almost gives a little kiss there to the wall, but looks like he no harm, no foul, and they're going to continue on running. But now Eric Schaefer with a good run here on the inside, heading into 1 and 2. Sisler might be heading back another position.
Yeah, watching these guys, is this another one of those tracks that almost has a launching bump right after the start-finish line?
A little bit. Depends how low you're riding. Most of the guys are really on the top half of the track heading into a turn. You definitely want that long sweep to help rotate them on through. I am keeping an eye here right now on Eric Schaefer. As he was coming out of 2, that car started breaking sideways a little bit, which is actually a good look here for our Michelin chopper view here. What we've got going on out there, if Eric Schaefer is having any sort of trouble trying to keep kind of connection with that car. You see how it kind of pulls just a little bit? That back end of that car is trying to kick up the track, so he's got to be super careful as he rotates on through the track. Everybody pretty solid here. Sikosi is up at least 1 position. Phillips's original start, breaking into the top 10. Brandon Banks starting way back. We've seen him. Now Banks has moved up to 11th. That's 9 on the night. And moving on through, Craig Parks, he's down here in the 82 Chevrolet sitting 14th. But I say down here, Stella, right now Craig Parks, yes, he's sitting 14th, but this guy's moved up 9 as well.
Yeah, I was looking at that a lot of these fellas are making some waves. I mean, we've got 2 so far that were up front, moving to the back, but there's a lot of shifting going on. That's good.
Oh yeah, well, they're definitely taking an idea, kind of nudging and pushing around. Jerry Culver still remains down pit road for the last 13 minutes in the box. We'll see if Culver is able to return. He's going to be a boatload of laps down, unfortunately. And you can see, definitely look at how this field is starting to separate. I mean, we're back here. Thomas Stanley sitting kind of in that 18th position, and he's got a light year to go to reach up there. About 7.5 seconds for Stanley to get up there. And it's not saying Stanley's doing anything wrong, but you already know 22 laps into this, only one caution. He's thinking, what's my next adjustment? Come lap 30, these guys are going to be trying to, all right, what can I do to pick up some more speed? You'll see guys try to pick up tire pressure to see if they can help the rotating mass. They're going to be, trying to give up some of that traction that they've been building into these cars to try to loosen it up, because I'm wondering if this track is just not what they expected, or it's a lot cooler than what they expected, and now the car is just, unfortunately, just not rotating the way it was earlier in the week. As you know, it could be they could have been practicing around that 100 to 105 degree mark, and now that we're down here in the 80s, I mean, it's absolutely crucial that these guys now have to make a quick adjustment before they get back out there and try this again. Let's go rotate up here to Mark Sikosi. Sikosi looks like he's under fire here by Matthew Wheeler. Wheeler been doing a pretty decent job here. Unfortunately, both these gentlemen have not moved too many positions. Sikosi is actually losing a position now, so he originally started in 11th, and Wheeler needs to move up one more to get back to his original spot. But they're kind of hanging out here a little bit, Stella, maybe being a little more conservative, and I'm wondering if that's the game plan.
I don't know if there is a game plan. They're kind of shifting back and forth at will. But I am... Wow, some of these guys run really, really close to the wall. I am surprised that they are not able to practice at the, at least, is it such a surprise as to what the temperature of the track is going to be?
In a sense, sometimes you can be warned, like, hey, this will be the conditions we'll be racing under.
Yeah.
And other times, once they get here, like they'll tell you it's the afternoon, and whatever the track temp is what the track temp is. And they really, they build about 1 hour of practice here to kind of dial it in one more time. And you wouldn't believe, 20 degrees, you've got to change suspension. Things got to start moving around because the car doesn't want to rotate as much. So you got to start undoing spring rates and loads and everything else. And these cars are sliding all around. And it's just unfortunate for some of these things for them to kind of get this set up. All right, we're taking a look at Eddie Rose. Remember, he got his lap back. He's fighting up here for 13th, looking for 12th underneath Sikosi here. I think he's going to set Sikosi behind him. Wow. Quick move. I actually want to check up here with Jamie Knopf and Eric Schaefer. Schaefer been on the move. He's picking up 11 positions here on the night, but check it how sturdy these cars are. I mean, just solid coming out of 2, not clipping the wall here, but wow.
Nope.
Schaefer off by almost 3 seconds off the front pile here. That have really taken off with this race. Now, I just wonder, when it gets to a situation like this, how deflating can that be? These guys coming here, ready to race, ready to roll, and you watch these guys just drive away from them.
Drive away, yeah. Well, it's kind of like, sitting at that traffic light and the guy revs next to you and you think, all right, I got a good car. Yeah, I've got a good car. And the next thing you see is this speck on the horizon. It happens to the best of us.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I had a Mustang. I was rolling about 80 miles an hour down the highway in this Honda hatchback. I mean, yeah, once I heard that turbo spooling up, he left me by a quarter mile. There was no way. I know exactly. And you're like, what just happened? So,
yeah.
All right. So, this race being led by Corey Hines, Johnny Taylor, and Brandon Hastings sitting 1, 2, and 3. Adam Benefield sitting in 4th. Jamie Knopf is sitting in 5th. Eric Schaefer 6th. Matt Sisler. Sisler losing 3 here on the night. He's going to be looking for an adjustment down pit road to remain fast out there, as Brandon Banks is now taking a peek to look around him for. This was the battle for 7th. Rounding out our top 10 will be Martin Roberg and it looks like Michael Strickland. But Brandon Banks sliding here on the inside. And I got to admit, gaining 13 positions here in less than 30 laps. And especially with a couple of them under caution. Fantastic job here by all these guys actually starting from the back and fighting their way up to the front. So this is actually, to me, this is mind-blowing. Is, you know, if you're going to drive this fast, I'm going to put you a lap down. And let's try and make it a little more challenging out here, because these guys are really, really doing a fantastic job out here. I just questioned, Stella, if you got a driver like Brandon Banks here, you know, if he had had a better qualifying time, would he be up there running with the Team Conti guys?
I don't know about that with the gap that we're looking at, but I was just thinking to myself, you know, they do it in horse racing. They load a horse down and handicap him with extra weight just to, you know, to try to make the playing field level.
I guess when you're horse racing, you don't place your bet on that one.
Oh, yeah, you can. You can. It's just a lot of it depends on what they're used to.
Yeah. All right. Strickland coming across here for the last time as he's sitting down the backstretch. You see him racing on the inside here of Matt Sisler. Sisler, we've been talking a lot about here. He's really trying to see if he can hold on. And right now we're looking to see if Michael Strickland can hold on to it here at the line. Oh, man. Gets a good rotation. Got up in front here of Matt Sisler. And he's going to have him. Not bad. Not a bad job here by the 87 Chevrolet of Michael Strickland. Strickland moving up 13 as well. Now, Stella, here are a couple numbers that'll blow your mind right now. Corey Hines and Johnny Taylor sitting in the front have moved up 13. Brandon Hastings sitting third has lost 2. He started on the pole. Adam Benefield has gained 14, and so has Jamie Knopf. So moving on to Eric Schaefer, who sits 6, has gained 10. Brandon Banks and Michael Strickland have both gained 13.
Hi.
Matt Sisler has lost 5, and Martin Roberg has lost 4. I mean,
I would think that this is one of those inverted fields, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
You line up in one way, and then you take off into another. That's crazy.
Yeah. Drivers that have actually gone down a bunch of positions. Thomas Stanley down to 19th. Stoney Benfield down to 20th. Corey Hassler, we saw him up there in the 25 Ford. He's down to 17th. So he is way down, losing 12 here on the night. Eddie Rose in the 46. I would say he lost some, but remember, he was actually a lap down and has actually fought himself just outside the top 10. So not bad by a lot of these guys trying to push their way back up there. Jason Hastings in the 49 Chevrolet. Right now I know his paint scheme should be changed, but we'll definitely keep an eye on that. I do want to take this moment as we are getting guys to come down pit road here in just a moment. Definitely, I'm sure, for tires and fuel, they'll go ahead and see how this kind of works out for them here. But in the meantime, Stella, let's take a look at our points standings that we've got up here. Right now, Corey Hines with 5 wins. Brandon Banks sitting with 1. Dakota Ehrman with 1. Now, once again, we are not seeing Ehrman again.
Nope.
Yep, I believe Mike Bruno is not here tonight. John Williams. Yeah, we got a lot of guys missing here tonight. They're actually in here pretty deep. I mean, Jesse Priest, Matt Sisler, Mark Sikosi, these guys are all here, so they're going to have a chance. Eric Schaefer may actually be able to fight his way back up and in if Stoney isn't able to fix that car. Fortunately, this being a super speedway, he'll be able to get some much-needed repairs to that machine to hopefully get back out there. Speaking of repairs to the machine, 22 minutes for Jerry Culver, so I do not see him possibly returning here. And I believe Jesse Priest is taking it to the garage.
Oh.
Yeah, he came down on lap 25 here, and I'm not seeing him returning. But this is our points going into the round of 8. So this is getting pretty close here, Stella. And right now I'm waiting to see how many more can make a move, seeing that Indianapolis and Atlanta are next. And then they're going to start sawing these guys down.
Yeah, those are good tracks too. I mean, I was surprised at a lot of the shifts in Iowa. You know, seeing Fonseca move down, seeing Schaefer moved down. Yeah, it kind of is what it is. So I shouldn't say moved down. Schaefer's the one that moved up. I apologize.
All right.
But
Ryan went in the 40 Toyota, rejoining down pit road. Stella, I don't know if you see that. You see the some of the numbers for the guys here? You see one of them's an arrow. Can you explain to me the number 12?
Well, I can't see his face, but I would stop there.
Yeah, well, Matthew Wheeler, maybe you can stop with him, because that is who that is.
Okay.
All righty. We got some
West
guys
Palm
with some
Beach,
jokes out
Florida.
here. All right.
I like it.
All right, looks like we got Kip Cook out there, Stony fan out there. And we have a fan for Thomas Stanley as well.
We do.
All right. Little shuffling here in the front, not too much. Everybody pretty much staying in the same position. Eddie Rose did lose a spot, though. So, 18 seconds in the box, actually, for Eric Schaefer. Wow. Might have to make a couple of adjustments here. Look at see Stoney spent a minute down pit road, or at least in the box.
Wow.
And trying to fix that car up. Hey, who knows? He may be able to boomerang and come right on back here. So we'll see them get back underway here in just a moment. Green flag is out, and away we go. Let's get this rocking. Corey Hines, excellent start. Look a lot like Brandon Hastings' start there. Yeah, they got a bump right after the start-finish line. You kind of see the cars knocking around a little bit.
Yeah, I was just kind of wondering whether that was going to, make a difference if you're running that line, not to hit that bump. Or if it's one of those ones like that track where you have to hit it square, or it just sends you into nowhere land.
Yeah. Well, they're going to be definitely trying. A lot of guys are out here battling their cars. Take a look at Michael Strickland. Man, he got close to Eric Schaefer. So Schaefer able to squeeze out of there and escape that little onslaught there, as it looks like a little contact might have been made, but now Martin Roberg is now sticking his machine in. So the 37 Ford looking to gain some of the spots he's lost here tonight. Checking back out there in the chat. Looks like Thomas Stanley saying his setup is bad, so I assure you he's going to be in there with his crew chief and trying to figure out a fix, and he's got to be quick. So he's got a lot of work here to do. He's going to have 30 laps to figure out what probably his last change, seeing that we are going to be stopping at 60. We may have a green flag stop, seeing how well these guys are doing out here. And he'll only have a couple of times to make the adjustments that he can. Now, they won't be as big as you think they would be able to. You know, he's not going to have the option of spring rates or any kind of suspension softening, but he may be able to offset the stagger a little bit and try to get it to rotate on through. Also, Barbara Pinion out there rooting on the faster pastor. Right now, he is down, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, down in the 21st position. Had a top 5 start here tonight and was huge. Had a huge fumble up out there, I believe, with Jerry Culver, and he is right now trying to figure out how he's going to battle back. Brandon Hastings, check this out, as he has slid into the second position, and Johnny Taylor has unfortunately fallen out of the top 3. So podium position not available for him at the moment. Adam Benefield will be the next one he's going to chase down, and Brandon Banks, top 5. Not bad here. So far, he is on the charge, really making this work. 54 machine on the roll. Right now, he is tied with Adam Benefield with the most positions gained on the night, as the top 5 Chevrolets here have at least gained all the positions, and Brandon Hastings has regained the lead. But we saw this last time, Stella. Corey Hines just kind of sits back, lets them race their race, passes them about 10 laps.
Yeah, well, a lot of that, they say, is that fuel conservation. They like to hang out behind and let the air go around them. How that makes that much of a difference, I don't know. But take a look at Hastings. He is pulling away.
Yeah, Hastings now out to a 3/10 second lead over Hines. Adam Benefield trying to keep it close, staying only behind by about by about 0.15 seconds, sitting behind him. And Brandon Banks sitting right close as well. Good door draft here by Adam Benefield. Wow, that's close.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's going to have to give this spotter an extra thing, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely letting him know he's there. But Adam Benefield, you saw him sliding on the inside, trying to get a quick little breath of fresh air, but no can do. It's not going to matter as it looks like Corey Hines. Look how fast that turn was. I mean, they were right nose to tail, and then right now Benefield loses almost another 0.2 of a second to Corey Hines pulling through. But notice how much conservative they are being higher on the track. So I'm wondering if that's any kind of any option, or they may have to consider is kind of keeping a little higher, another lane and a half higher, and that may work out better here for Adam Benefield as he tries to run these guys down. Banks now to fourth. Johnny Taylor, possibly a bad adjustment here as he's now falling down to fifth. Knopf is sitting now in sixth. Eric Schaefer sits seventh as Schaefer's trying to turn back in the number 4 Chevrolet. Eddie Rose, remember I said lap down, sitting eighth. So right now this is huge for Eddie Rose. We'll keep our eye on that 46 machine, still out there looking for a sponsor. Matt Sisler sits in the 66 Ford in ninth. And Michael Strickland is our top 10 drivers. He's getting around Craig Parks out there. Parks been on a roll as well, just as well as Michael Strickland. Both these guys have gained at least 11 positions here on the night. Now I want to see if we can find out how our guys are doing back here around the Keith Fonseca area. Right now Keith has lost 4 on the night, sitting now down in 16th. So we got a lot of guys trying to figure out, where they fit into this, into this race and what adjustments they can offset to be as fast as the other guys. It just seems this car is tricky. There's not one adjustment you make. If you make a tire adjustment, it's the only thing you can do to help adjust the suspension at all to kind of prepare for what's coming up next, as long as you can stay clean out there. As we're looking at Keith Fonseca, him and Mark Sikosi almost decide to connect doors there as Matthew Wheeler, who's lost a boatload of positions, down here in 18th now, and it looks like a little longer time down pit road, but not in the box. So I don't know if he missed the box or what happened there. But we got somebody on the wall. Keith Fonseca into the wall. Looks like he's gonna wall grind for a little while. Ooh, yeah.
Call it Michigan Strike.
Well, the Toyota Zebra Cakes car decides to miss him here. He's sitting 23rd. Unfortunately, a lap down, so definitely trying to keep that car clean in case there is a caution. He can get back out there. Ryan came, gone, back. Looks like he's having a little bit of connection problems as well. Oof. Yeah, got a lot of stuff happening out here, Stellan. Where do you want to take a look? You want to go take a look back at Corey Hines, see how Corey Hines is doing? That might be a good idea, because Adam Benfield's now looking on the inside of him, trying to move on.
Yeah, but I don't know if Benefield is pushing up on him or if Corey's pushing down, but they are getting really close.
Yeah, definitely a big move here, and they're trying to figure out where this is going to fan out here. Right along with Corey Hines taking a look out that driver window. Man, right now, Adam not looking to let up at all here. Yeah, I love it. I love seeing this kind of battle in here. So right now, Brandon Hastings, he's about to be under fire here in just a moment as Adam's trying to take a look here on the inside. Good camera angle here as we're taking a look back at these two battling for second and trying to see if we can get first. 83 machine, Adam Benefield getting ready to look underneath. Oh, man, good. Good Lord. They get close. Let's take a look back as Brandon Hastings trying to cut him off here. Trying to see if he can get the wind out from the nose of Adam Benefield. Is sitting on the bottom. Excellent idea taking a look here at this angle. Fantastic. Right now, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Adam Benefield trying to hold on to it here.
Ooh, that was some bumping right there, boy.
Holy cow. Yeah, right now these guys are separated by about 70 thousandths of a second. Benefield taking a look here underneath yet again. Right now, looking on Brandon Hastings, trying to see if we can look out the driver window. Man, that's going to be close.
They could reach out and trade great football.
Yeah, that they could. See if I can get a little bit of drone footage out here of how close this is getting. 91 gets close to the top here and is able to fly on around. And Adam Benefield looks like he has got not one but both positions. Corey Hines is now behind Adam Benefield. Corey Hines sits now second, and Brandon Hastings is our third place driver. Excellent job here by Team Conti. Definitely keeping it alive and well here in the front. We thought this was just going to be a nose-to-tail race, but that is not the case here, as it looks like Johnny Taylor getting ready to throw his hat back in the ring here. So the number 3, Dale Earnhardt, number 3 out there, trying to make it happen. The only reason I call it that, Stella, is that number 3 is the exact same font that that old senior had out there.
I was going to say, it's at that angle. It's at that forward motion angle. I see that.
Yeah. Definitely more of a flat black car. I think if he had more of the gloss style like like Brandon Hastings out here, I think he might get some more eyeballs out there checking out Johnny Taylor. Now, Johnny Taylor is no one to be messed around with, especially with the I rating that he rolls in here with. But Corey Hines dwarfs that as well. These two guys going at it. Fantastic moves here by both these drivers, trying to see if they can find where they fit, and this is merely making it work. Sitting shotgun here with Johnny Taylor as we follow behind the 91 of Brandon Hastings.
Yeah, these guys are really showing off. Yeah, if you're going to show up, show off. Why not? They are riding so close. They are pushing in ways. I mean, Hines gave Hastings a push earlier that I would not have expected him to recover from. Just it was like a half on, half off situation, and it was working.
All right, we're going to go and check into the infield car care center where I believe we've gotten a hold of Jerry Culver. Jerry Culver, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, dude, talk to me a little bit about this race. I know it was looking pretty solid. You had a top 10 start here tonight, and it seemed like I think somebody may have a little slip-up and made contact with your 13 Ford out there.
Yeah, I was trying to, I had a rocket ship, practiced all week for this race. Just trying to take second, and then I got clipped by, I'm not sure who, but put me right in the wall and blew the motor.
Oh, man, I blew the motor. Yeah, we were wondering if you were going to be able to return, but I'm seeing almost 36 minutes sitting in pit.
Yeah, I got like 3 minutes left, and I'm going to try and limp out there and at least get ahead of that other guy that's a couple laps down.
Yeah, I believe Jesse Priest is the only other driver to take it back to the garage. As we are seeing right now, Team Conti racing out there. Man, definitely, I hate to see that for you, and right now I would probably say you have kind of my luck out there. I practiced for hours on end, if not the entire week, and then within 10 laps I'm in the wall, and no fault of my own. Just somebody else getting a little bit loose, but hey man, accidents happen, you know how it goes. With and especially the NSR Xfinity series, these guys do a lot of top-notch racing out here. Nothing is ever, I would say, intentional out there on the track.
Oh no, it wasn't intentional. It was just hard racing, but it just sucks. It was lap 6 and second place and got spun.
Yeah, that's painful.
Yeah, it's definitely, definitely.
I'm humble about it, so it is what it is.
Yep. Well, we'll live to fight another day, but we'll talk about another day. While I've got you in here, Indianapolis Motor Speedway's next. You know, you got 100 laps to race there, confidence level heading into that quad corner track.
Yeah, you just practice. I'll probably put about 8 hours of practice this week coming up into it, so we'll see.
All right. Well, definitely how the officials definitely help out with that. You can kind of race out with others, some boneheads out there, and try to see if you can survive. Jerry Culver, man, definitely appreciate talking to you, man. Definitely give me a shout out while you're here.
I just well, all my buddies, Stryker, Michael Strickland, Ryan Wentz in here, Ryan Graber, and my team. Props to them, man. They're helping me get better and better every week. So.
All right.
Up to them.
Yeah, definitely make sure you guys join the Discord, man. I like to talk to you guys, especially before the race. Jerry Culver, appreciate you, buddy, and sorry for your loss today, buddy. Sorry, couldn't get any better.
It's all good. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem. All right, everybody, that is Jerry Culver. Definitely keeping on a roll here, trying to see if he can get back out onto the track. 38 minutes now for him in the box. As we were talking to Jerry Culver, Corey Hines has taken the lead over from Adam Benefield, and right now that was a crazy amount of passing. I don't know if we were kind of paying attention down there on the track. A little bit of nudging there. You saw the right front fender of Corey Hines make contact with Adam Benefield, and that was an excellent move. I love seeing what's going on out there and how they made it happen, without wrecking each other.
Yeah, that's the amazing part is the moves are great, but the fact that they can hold on to it afterwards, after the nudge, after the scrape, that's lovely.
Yeah, that it is, and it's quite the race here, especially when these guys are racing for it. We'll take another look kind of at the pass that we saw happen out there on the track between these two guys. Yeah, right now we're taking a look. This is back on lap 52. This is where you see Adam Benefield take a look here on the inside. Excellent move here so far, but check out what Hines does here in the 57. 83 gets loose, able to squeak on by, and then away he goes. So, and then never look back from there. Oof.
Yeah, but take a look at where Hastings is running now. I mean, he has fallen back considerably is not a good word for it. But I mean, he's sitting in fourth now, from starting out on the pole and then, running in contention. He's now off the podium.
Yeah, getting knocked off already back to that fourth position. Looking to see if he can fight his way back up to the front. Right now, I still would say, Stella, he is running a pretty solid race here. I'm just wondering what he can do to lengthen the amount of time before his tires to start to give up on him. He is still remaining in contention. He's still within a second here, but man, it's just so tough seeing now these guys battling back and forth. If he is able to figure out how to lengthen it, just lengthen the life of his tires to stay up front even longer, and probably see if he can keep Corey Hines behind him. Rotating back to Eric Schaefer now, watching Eddie Rose. Eddie Rose still on the roll here. Yeah, this is amazing. Now remember, I keep saying that Eddie Rose was a lap down. During his original qualifying, though, I believe he qualified in third, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, I think he actually qualified third.
Okay, yeah, because I know he was one of the set of drivers that had to start from the pits, right?
Yes. Yeah, he went out there and ran a qualifying lap and then had to start from the pit.
Okay.
So, yeah, so right now, I think what would be a kind of a telltale sign is Eddie Rose has enough speed to place in a top 3 spot, with his qualifying time. Check who's shooting around. Culver's back. I was wondering who was out here doing all that speed.
Wow. Somebody stuck a jet engine into his car when they did the replacement. Look at him go.
Well, what are you noticing here, Stella?
Oh.
This is what a new set of tires does.
My goodness.
So the amount of fall off that everybody else is running right now, Corey Hines is still running a 40.87. Most of everybody else, let's say, even not picking on, how about Corey Hassler? He's running a 41.86. So right now, flying around the track is the last lap of Jerry Culver of a 40.05. His tires are, four laps old. These other guys, they're getting ready to come across the line here to actually end the stage. So this will be pretty exciting to see them kind of clump back together and have a go at it again. But Corey Hines is going to take this stage as well, sitting on lap number 60. They're going to wait for number 10 to get through, which is Matt Sisler, and caution will come out onto the track. Sisler almost over 7.5 seconds off here and chasing the field. And I got to admit, he still has a top 10. I would be happy with the top 10 even if I were racing in this league. But this is exactly what you want to see. Notice how everybody's just getting so close and kind of figuring out how to race out here. But what adjustment can you make to figure out how to run these Team Conti guys down?
That is not a question for me. You think we got anybody up there that's going to be going into the pits that we could ask?
Maybe. I don't know if we pull anybody in. And probably no trade secrets as well. I don't know. You remember back at the Doghouse Racing League, Jonathan Jennings tells no secrets.
That is true.
Yet he leaves the field by 6 seconds. So, you know, it's kind of what you see here, but that is exactly what we're seeing from a lot of these guys out here on the track. My deal is it almost seems their car is more powerful, or they're just able to rotate through these turns without as much drag, and they're just coming out of the turns at just such high speed. I mean, top speed for Hines. I mean, even back there with Jamie Knopf, 201 miles an hour.
Nice.
You know, we're checking Craig Parks, Mark Sikosi, 188. You know, with some of their top speeds. You know, so I mean, just kind of see how it kind of switches back and forth here. Some of these guys with their, you know, different speeds. Thomas Stanley was 188 as well.
Yeah.
Stoney was 185.
Average race speed at this track is usually like what's to say 190, which it's about 7 miles an hour faster than any other track. About them apples, just on your average speed.
Well, checking in on Stoney here, still a little bit of damage to that rear bumper. Seeing he was sitting back in the back 20 again here for this stage. He may want to spend another minute down pit road and try to see if he can hammer this car out a little bit. Because remember how high he started on the chart here. So I think if he could fix a lot of that damage, we may see him burning through this field the same way that we see a lot of these other drivers going at it. Let's see how they can fly through here. Let's see how this goes. Stoney's still in the box. Yep. Yeah, he's going to spend more time trying to fix that race car. I don't blame him. Not one bit here. As they get on through. All right, Johnny Taylor has moved up to the second position. And we are going to find out how this is going to go. Thomas Stanley out there saying he's wishing the track was hotter. That is 100%, buddy, and I guarantee you that was one of the things I called is 83-degree temperature. If you have a chance, maybe there's a possibility we could have. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Have no fear. I can grab a hold of him. Thomas Stanley, got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Man, all right. This track, you practiced out here earlier this week. What temperature was the track when you were practicing?
It was closer to 100, about 105, I think it was, is what I practice on.
Yep. Okay, man, so you did tune in the broadcast. I knew it.
Yep, I do.
That's what I was saying.
Time.
Everybody between that 100 and 105, now that we're down to that 83, 86, man, this car is, it's driving like a brick, isn't it?
Mine's not really driving like a brick, but man, it is not. It's way too loose for me.
Man,
Bottom's real loose, top is a little tight, so there's not a fine medium for my driving skill, I should say.
All right, so what adjustment can be made to try to tighten that race car up?
I've made a little bit of a right rear spring adjustment, and I went with some tire pressure.
Okay. Definitely. Yeah, you got to take in a little increments. You start changing 4 or 5 things. You don't know what fixed it and what made it worse. Definitely got to take a little bit of a piece. Thomas, we definitely got a lot of people out here rooting you on, man, and kind of taking an eye out there, and hopefully we'll see you sling back to the front. Quick shout-outs before we head back under green.
I just want to give the league a shout-out and you guys a shout-out.
All right. Appreciate you, buddy. Good luck out there. Number 62 Chevrolet of Thomas Stanley. All right, everybody. This is looking pretty good out here as we send him back to the full send racing here. We are about to be back under green. And right now, this has been a blast of a race. Right now, this is going to be Corey Hines taking us away again. But does Brandon Hastings gun it here and try to pass him, because right now Corey Hines, I don't think he's really going to make an adjustment here, seeing that he is just going to try to really skirt away from these guys before anything crazy happens out here on the track, and try to lead some more laps without being under fire. Hastings taking no time once again, moves up to second, gets Johnny Taylor back behind him again, and Hastings might be taking a shot at him. It looked like he was looking toward the inside, rotates back to the outside, and Team Conti's going to try to go at it again. Already, check, we are already a second separation between the leaders in 6th place.
Yeah, that didn't take long, but we do have another caution.
Caution. I believe Crumley is our guy who's down. We'll have to see. Right now I'm seeing Martin Roberg on his way down pit. Eric Schaefer is on his way down the pit, but I don't see them stopping in the box. So I don't know if something happened. Uh-oh. Oh, he's not going to talk to me again. Oh, he's not going to talk to me again.
What'd you do?
We were talking to Mr. Thomas Stanley before green, and I see him down in the pit. Oh, no. All right, let's kind of see what happens here. I don't know. Oh, Stanley's loose. Oh, no.
Oh, crunch.
Oh, no.
Oh, we got several of them in this one. I'd say at least 3. Might have just a little trade in paint on some of the others, but
Yeah, Ryan Wendt was squished into the wall here. Let's take another look at it. We were talking earlier, and Tom Stanley said this thing is just way too loose. He's been trying to see if he can fix it,
yeah,
and you
he's
see it
already
kick it
gone.
right there. That's
Yep.
it. Contact with the
Takes him.
37 of Martin Roberg.
Takes him.
Look at the 13 skirt out of there.
Oh, he got by. I didn't know if he got by or not.
That's Roberg sliding down pit.
Speeding down pit lane.
Yeah, fortunately, well, Corey Boudinot out there as our race control. I guarantee you he's just going to wave that black flag off. He was sliding.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. Other than Thomas Stanley getting blasted here, Ryan Wendt got smushed into the wall, which is really unfortunate here. He'll be in the Zebra Cake car.
Thomas just popped up and said, wrong adjustment.
Yeah, right here, the 40 car. What a dodge, though.
Yeah.
What a dodge. And Jerry Culver, right now this dude's got a magnet on him. So once again, take a look at it. Let's ride along, watching what happens right in front of him here. I mean,
Wait.
man.
Squeak. Outstanding. Now, if he's got a magnet on him, then it's North Pole to North Pole, because that was a wonderful dodge.
Yeah, well, he was unfortunately the one who got contacted there with Stoney up on lap 5. Comes back out after having an engine replacement. And back out onto the track he comes. So we'll see if anybody decides to come down pit road. Brian Rayburn, he came down pit road. So the Gravedigger machine came down. Thomas Stanley, he's going to be dealing with a boatload of damage. And Ryan Wendt, he is fighting that left front and the right front. Pretty destroyed here.
Ooh, that's an understatement.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate. I think he was racing at least a decent race out there. He was trying to come back. But still, when guys are out here racing, when they're kind of having to be super careful. Remember, he was already a lap down just because of incident limit issues. This, you know what I mean? This doesn't get any better for him. because it needs to be least amount of incidents per lap gets you out there. Well, that ends up being 4, contact with another car. So, right. So now we'll probably see Ryan Wendt another lap down starting next week, which is rather unfortunate. But I don't think he'll be the only one. I know there was a boatload of penalties gave out from Iowa. But let's get back under green here. Away we go. Hines, Taylor, Hastings, Benefield. Out in front here, already getting good separation. Trying to see if Craig Parks can make it up here. Parks about to fall about a second off pace. Trying to see if he can reel these guys in. What a crazy race here. Let's ride along with Parks here. Oh yeah, nice little helmet cam. See what he sees. Yeah, the amount of speed these cars get shooting through the turn. This is fantastic.
Oh, he runs in 4.
This is not next gen. These are only 4 speed cars.
Oh.
Yeah, next gen is the only NASCAR vehicle that runs in fence. That's all right. We're learning every day, definitely, especially with what some of these guys can and can't do out here on the track. Everybody's learning what they can figure out right now. Craig Parks still has Michael Strickland, who is inside. Looking to see right now what is going on. Look at what Sisler sees in front of him. Oh my gosh. This is fantastic. Right now, Stella, what I am enjoying seeing right now is this is my kind of racing. Guys are packed. Guys are hammered in here. Guys are to the inside, to the outside, in front of you, a little bit behind. Watch the 28 coming in from the side. You want to follow the 54, but you're watching Adam Benefield. Make sure he's going to stay stuck. I mean, this is the kind of racing I love to see because your mind is overstimulated trying to figure out where you want to be. And Sisler has figured out that right now that outside lane is working out fantastic for him. Banks is shutting him down as he makes a little move there as Sisler gets a decent run into 3, blocks him off, and now Sisler is going to sit behind Banks and see if he can push him down the front stretch. But check who is all the way on the bottom of Eddie Rose. Rose sending it 3 wide here, baby. Yes, I love to see it. This is exactly what you want to see. This is heading into turn 1. Right now, here comes Eddie Rose slinging up from the 10th spot, now into 6th and sitting next to Sisler. So here it comes. 46 Machine needs to get a sponsor on that car because he is in the light tonight as he has slid all the way up back to the front, sitting now 6th. Sisler will be behind him here in just a moment, but not before Johnny Taylor can take the wind off the front nose of that car and slow him down just a little bit as they head out of turn 4.
Yeah, I noticed that he was given a push back there, and I thought, oh, he's helping somebody go forward. No, I think he was saying, it's time for you to lead, follow, or get out of my way.
Yeah. All right, looks like everybody's trying to square everything away out there in the chat. Thomas is out there feeling sorry out there for Ryan Wendt and Martin Roberg. Both of them are actually out here trying to chat it up. But that is okay. Guys, consider we are at Indianapolis next week. So if this super speedway, or, well, it's not a super speedway, but if this, this 2-mile track didn't work out for you, next week you'll have another run. Let's keep an eye here on Robert Sanders. We haven't talked a single shred about Robert Sanders out here. That number 1 Ford, check him out on that outside line if he'd come back with that connection here. Right now, he is on the outside of a 3 wide as Adam Benefield. He is rolling backwards, sitting 9th. Whatever adjustment that was, throw that thing in the trash when you go back in under the green flag stop, which we'll most likely see, and try to reset that car as he was up there battling for the lead. And in the lead, which speaking of the lead, Brandon Banks has just taken it over, and Corey Hines now sits in the back. Wow.
My goodness, and I mean like a flyby.
Now, Stella, we've seen a lot of races here with the NSR Xfinity Series, and Corey Hines has been leading a lot of them. Brandon Banks only has 1 win here, and right now, Corey Hines sitting with 5. Brandon Banks, is this short-lived here?
I don't know. Maybe Hines is more of a short track guy. Maybe Banks is coming in as a a 2-miler.
Yeah, might be. I'm wondering if that may be what the.
If the case is, I think he's made his move too early.
Yeah, Well, Hines may be trying to run him down, so Hines, Hastings, Sessler now back up to his original qualifying position. Eddie Rose, top 5. Robert Sanders now sitting in the number 1 Ford. 6th spot for him. Michael Strickland sits 7th. Craig Parks. Oh my gosh, yeah, Craig Parks, here he comes. Let's see if Johnny Taylor, and look who is returning. Getting his car fixed, hanging out in the back 20 till he can get it fixed. Stoney Benfield is now back in the top 10 here, going for it. What a fantastic turn of events. These guys are coming right back to it, and this is exactly what you want to see. Jason Hastings here, although sitting in 12th, he has got a lot of guys here in front of him, and it's impressive to see guys run down close to the paint, other guys up toward the wall, and once that turn exit, boom, they're door to door again. So that's exactly what you're going to see here in front of us as we're riding along with Jason Hastings out there in the 49 Chevrolet. Good run here by Jason Hastings. Stoney's going to be rotating off the side of the wall, coming down about half track. Good rotation, and now see, this is where everybody squishes back together again, and they're going to see where they fit. Yeah, sometimes the edges of the jigsaw puzzle don't fit here, Stella, but they're gonna hammer them down with the side of their fist and try to make it fit. Working on through. Check out Craig Parks. Parks is really on the move here, gaining 15 here on the night. Yeah, not bad.
I'm hoping 46 Rose makes the podium tonight. I'm hoping we can ask him if he's got plans for that murdered out car. The first thing I think of course, is Murder Face. You know, I could put him on the front or something. You know, because it's yeah, it looks you know, it is so noticeable though, because it is so empty.
Huh.
So maybe he's not looking for a sponsor. Maybe he's looking, you know, to be one of a kind.
The Mad Max car.
There you go.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
another one. Excellent.
All right, Eddie Rose. He is rotated up to 4th. Right now we are looking to see if Stoney is going to continue his role, and he does. So 10th spot for him. I knew he was kind of toying around there with Adam Benefield, who is now sitting 9th. These guys are kind of toying around a little bit with each other. Everybody's still within striking distance of one another, not too spread apart. We're looking to see if Jamie Knopf here in the number 12 spot for the 28 Toyota, looking to see if he can shoot his way on through. Not looking good here so far. I want to see, where's Justin Cope? I haven't seen Justin Cope out here in a while. There he is in the 59 Ford. He's back here. Right now, Cope has gained 6 here on the night. So not hateful, as he started 22nd.
Guy Fawkes fan. Well, you'd say V for Vendetta, but
Yeah, haven't seen it. All right.
oh,
All right, Keith Fonseca, Brian Rayburn, Jason Crumley.
and Roberg has taken it to the garage.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
Martin Roberg has taken it to the garage, the 37 Ford. So that will do it for him. So Jesse Priest and Martin Roberg have taken it to the garage for the night. Thomas Stanley looks like he's still sitting in the pit box, about 12 and a half minutes. And if I'm not mistaken, Ryan Wendt, he is able to return.
We need to send him some pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah, some of these guys sitting in pit road so long, in their pit box so long, they could, you know, take a break.
Well, maybe their pit crew's eating ice cream.
Ah, that could be Days of Thunder.
There you go. Thank you. All right. All right, let's get to some of this side-by-side racing here that we've seen happen a good bit here of tonight, where Robert Sanders is. Sanders is now watching Johnny Taylor slide underneath. Sisler, who was up there in the top 4, has slid back down to 9th. Unfortunately, it looks like Sanders is going to be looking back at him, though, but I went to get going. Right now, Thomas is out there saying he's got 25 minutes of repair.
Oh, gosh. But take a look. Hines is back in the lead. Banks next. Hastings in third.
Yeah. Waiting to see if Rose is going to think about making a pass here. Right now, I am keeping an eye, looking off the back here of Robert Sanders and where Matt Sisler is going to go. Sisler taking a shot underneath. Wow, look at that race suit.
Just, I love it. Absolute. Okay, total fan. Rocking the tie-dye. Outstanding.
Huh. Wonder if that works with his car as well.
Why not? He just needs a flower power on
Speed your mind, man. All right.
Okay.
All right, Jamie Knopf here, trying to see if he can fight for the 8th spot. That's what the battle's for. Knopf finding this spot, trying to gain 11 here on the night, trying to see if he can move and put his Toyota a little farther into the top 10, though. You were talking about Hines pulling away, 3/4 of a second for him now as he gets away from this mess that's happening behind him here. Wow, a lot of things happening. Knopf looking to put the number 1 behind him. Sisler now falling down to 10th. Sanders pulls away from him. Stoney Benfield sitting 11th. Waiting to see if anybody else is going to make a shot for it. I'm looking to see Eric Schaefer. Schaefer is down, I believe, is it 2 laps? Yeah, 2 laps he's down. Yeah, Schaefer had some trouble out there. 45 seconds in the pit box. Oh, speedy.
I would venture to say.
Yep.
And we have no more planned cautions or scheduled stages at this point until the end of the race.
Yeah.
So off we go.
Well, Stella, well, these guys stopped every 30 laps.
Yes.
Can they make it? Technically, 30 laps is lap 90, and we'll see that here in about 4 laps.
I see, but what if they actually could have gone 45 or 50, but they went ahead and stopped because it was a stage, and why not?
That does mean we have to stop at least one time. When do we stop? When do we come down? Do we put tires on? I would assume yes. And we'll take a look at some of the last times out here. A 40.6.
After seeing what Culver could do with fresh tires, that was shocking.
Yes.
I would have to say, absolutely, I put tires on.
Yeah, you and I also saw the Racing Revolution League where I believe it was Ted Reckage did not put tires on the car, but Robert Rader did and ran him down from a 12-second deficit.
Ouch.
So,
yes.
Something to keep in mind. Adam Benefield passing Eddie Rose like he was on the brakes. Eddie Rose looks like he falls back down to 4th here. Already some more battles here in the back. Look like Johnny Taylor sitting if he can slide around Brandon Banks here. Banks had a high moment there, but now he's seems to be marching back, and Stella looks like everybody else is kind of shifting around. But up on the tower, we are looking at the last lap times of our drivers out here as they sling past the line. They will update here in just a moment. You'll see how Corey Hines is doing out there, 40.78. So not too bad as everybody's going through here. Now, whether they take tires, that's going to be determined on this number. That's their best time out here on the track.
Ooh, okay.
So right now, you're even seeing down in
20th.
We got everybody in the 39-second mark.
Okay, and nobody's in the 39s now.
Right. Right now, I've only got showing, if I'm not mistaken, 4 drivers that are in the 40-second mark. Everybody else is 41 and over.
Wow.
So keep that in mind.
As
I would throw tires on, seeing that I could almost pick up about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But how much time are you willing to lose down pit? I mean, if it's a fuel and go, let's say somebody like Matthew Wheeler decides to throw in 8 gallons and sling back out there, he could put himself into the lead. And try to get away. You know, it's possible, seeing that Wheeler's only about 8 seconds down.
But he'd have to do that, say, within the last 10 laps.
It would have to be pretty close. If a random caution pops up, all strategies are thrown out the window. Everybody's putting tires, everybody's putting fuel, and we're doing it again.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And speaking of which, I don't know if Cope had a problem back out here on lap 86.
Uh-oh.
Right now, Cope is way off pace, sitting down here in 20th. Woo, yep.
Got
Got loose off of 2. So no caution will come out because he is off the racing surface down toward the bottom and
Ooh.
not hindering the race.
Phew. Okay. Just took a sightseeing tour.
Yeah, a sightseeing tour and taking about half the tire life off.
Yeah.
So we can pretty much guarantee he will be putting tires on. But still, everybody remains out here on the track. And last time they pit was back on lap 62. So it's going to be a little while. We're back under green about that lap 64. So we have been running almost 30 laps of green flag racing here. Corey Hines is pulled away by a second and a half, which to me is almost unrealistic here. Without the draft, without the help here, that thing is on a rail once again. We might be seeing win number 6 coming up here for Corey Hines, but after a pit stop, we're going to kind of see how that turns out, Stella.
Did no one come down during the lap 66 caution? Since they had all come down, in 60 or whatever?
A couple. Mark Sikosi did come down. Brian Rayburn came down.
Okay.
On that lap, Ryan Wendt and Martin Roberg. But it wasn't much. It was only about 4 or 5 laps under green, and then they came down, gave a quick touch and go, and back out.
Okay. I was just curious whether anybody, thought maybe it would make a difference, having that extra little squeak. Oh, did he just tag the wall?
Who?
Benefield?
Yeah, he may be getting a little loose here, trying to see if he can reel in his teammate. Wow. Every one of these Team Conti guys is sitting with a 4.99 safety rating, Class A. Yeah, not bad. Eddie Rose falling down to 5th now. Johnny Taylor kicking it into high gear, moving up to 4th. Jamie Knopf sitting in 7th, waiting to see him return, trying to see if he can kind of reel them in here. No can do as we sit on lap 93, moving on to 94. Everything's settling down out here, Stella. Nobody, I think everybody's just trying to hang out and not battle it out, or if there's nothing left on the tires, or or in the car. But that's kind of sketchy out here. Whether if anybody's going to be trying to kind of push the subject here, if they're interested in making any other passes or anything. With the tires so worn down here, I'm waiting to see when guys start bumping that 42-second mark, which we are already seeing out of Brian Rayburn and Jason Crumley down in the 18th, 19th position. As guys are getting a little bit slower out there. Corey Hines is about to hit some of his slowest laps here with a 40.96 last lap.
But then again, if you're looking to save any kind of fuel, why not when you're over a second ahead?
Yeah, it's a toss-up. It's all a game of strategy out here. He does pick it up a little bit, 40.96 on the last lap. Alrighty, everybody. Hold on just a moment. We're going to cut to commercial, and we'll be right back.
What a nice day to install my new mailbox.
Hi there, friend. I'm Dig Safely Man. My job is to ensure you call 811 before you dig.
Why do I need to do that?
Vital utilities like natural gas and electric run just beneath the Earth's surface. Damaging them can cause service interruption, environmental hazards, or personal injury.
I thought only contractors had to call before they dig, so homeowners do too.
Call 3 business days before you dig unless you have X-ray vision. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit nc811.org to learn more.
Coming back on lap 100, everybody. We are back live. Thank you for taking a quick moment for our shout out from our sponsors. Mark Sikosi, Matthew Wheeler, Jason Crumley, just a few coming down pit road. Now, Michael Strickland and Matt Sisler came down as well. They've deemed that car is no longer worthy of driving on this track. They are going to come down, throw some tires on, and get back out there. As we took a ride along there with Stoney Benfield. Right now, you can see he's kind of shuffling up a little bit, and that car just not rotating once again. And we're getting close to that 25-lap mark, as there it is. Corey Hines passes the mark, and now Brandon Hastings, Eddie Rose coming down pit road now. Oddly enough, Corey Hines still out there. Our top 5 guys, the minimum amount of cars they passed is 12. Johnny Taylor being the lowest, up only 12 positions on the night, seeing that he's sitting third. And all these drivers out here are definitely getting big time spread apart. That Corey Hines to Johnny Taylor sits at 2.5 seconds. A lot of guys are going to be sitting back and figuring out, okay, now we see guys pitting, they're coming down. Do I come next? So do I work my way down pit road? Do I throw some tires on? And I believe we've got another taker, and that should be Brandon Banks in the 54 Chevrolet, working his way down pit. Craig Parks, he's working his way down as well. But Sanders deciding that tie-dye suit can handle another couple more laps before he comes down pit road and decides to, for God's sakes, put some new shoes on that car, as he's been fighting that car for the last couple of laps, trying to remain fast. He's got some work to do. Jason Hastings as well. He's working his way down pit. Right now he's sitting in the, right now I believe, yeah, that should be the number 49 Chevrolet. Looks like we missed the number.
Yes. Even. Yes.
Adam Benefield, 4th. Heading down pit. Jamie Knopf heading down pit. Corey Hines still remains out there.
Yes, he is.
And you got to admit, right now, he is yet to run a 41-second lap. He's at 40.98. Johnny Taylor's running at 40.94. So the lack of fall off here is impressive from what we're seeing out here. The guys that you had asked if they had pit later, Brian Rayburn, who's now sitting 5th, he pit on 67. Ooh, easy.
No kidding.
Yeah, Hines having to lock him up, heading on in, trying to see if he can slow that car down.
That would be painful. Would be at this point to have a black flag for speeding. All right, so there's Taylor and Hines. Let's see who pops out quicker.
Yeah, well, we'll keep an eye. I want to rotate up to Robert Sanders here. I was wondering if he's getting close on fuel. Seeing that he went ahead and let Parks go on around him here. Taylor. Take a look, see if he's... Just riding along. Look like he was starting to slip there a little bit. And something you got to be careful of when you're going through turn 1 and 2 is not sliding sideways down on that apron. Consider new tires, cold part of the track, you're unable to stay connected. So a lot of guys, they end up spinning out there, and it looks like, boy, he's trying to give it everything she's got. He's heading around these turns. Riding with Johnny Taylor now, who's now sitting 8th. Sanders and Rayburn will still have to pit, so will Justin Cope. Adam Benefield may be our guy who just nailed down the fastest time on the track of a 39.25. He's right now sitting 4th. Now, Stella, keep in mind, remember we've seen these guys kind of laying off a little bit, trying to take it easy on the tires, take it easy on the fuel. Not this time. Now we've got almost a 20-some-odd lap shootout here. So you're going to see a lot of these guys really pressing it here as you see Johnny Taylor running down Brandon Hastings here. They might team up here. Nope. Decides not to.
Nothing now.
He's going to see if he can hold it down here toward close to the paint. He's got him.
I was wondering he was coming back up, but if he was still clear, and he sure is.
Wow. Wow, excellent job here. Right now you would think Johnny Taylor would be a lot closer to Corey Hines here. Taylor was off a good bit, about 3 seconds, and that's exactly what he lacks, catching Hines by about 3 to 4 seconds. If I'm not mistaken, I think Hines is up here with the guy who will take the lead here in probably just a little bit. Robert Sanders still has the lead, though, but Hines following behind Benefield, and Sanders on his way down.
Wow, did he have to put on the brakes?
That he did. Right, Rayburn should be taking the lead over here as he decides to stay out. Remember, he came down at lap 67. So he will be able to probably go by another handful of laps, and then he's going to be in some trouble. Rayburn was down a lap, so I think Adam Benefield will take the lead here in just a moment as we are squeezing. Corey Hines was down toward the bottom. Oh, zebra cakes.
I'm sorry. I was like, well, there's a new curse word for you.
Look at these two guys. This is the
see that.
Yeah, as Rayburn still is out front. This is the battle for second, as that's them coming up on the leader.
Oh, that's not good. That move right there. Yikes.
No, actually dropping down on Michigan will actually get you ahead by about half a car length. And it does.
Yes.
That allows Corey Hines to slide underneath. But he's going to unfortunately rotate up the track. Here comes lap traffic. Woo, man. Well, I only call it lap traffic because the amount of speed right now coming out of these two guys. Corey Hines with a 39.70. Adam Benefield with a 39.74. Brian Rayburn with a 41.65.
Yeah, he was getting the heck out of Dodge as far as that went, but not a lap down, just in 3rd place.
Well, definitely Rayburn able to lead some laps here, fortunately, but he is going to be marching back now, and he still has to pit. So we'll probably see him coming in about lap, maybe with about 11 to go. We may see Brian Rayburn working his way on down. Johnny Taylor will be next. And Hines has got it to the floor and starting to leave him here. A quarter of a second now. Adam Benefield on the short run is the only one who could really hang with Corey Hines here. And I believe Corey Hines was saying he didn't much care for this track, yet here we are.
Not a lot, you know. We get those guys that are like, I hate that track. I never do any good. Snoop. Or, or I haven't had any time at all to practice for this track. Snoop. You know?
Yeah. All right, let's check back here on Brandon Banks. All right, that is Banks working around Ryan Wendt. Yep, everything's solid and kosher here. so far so good. Stella, we got 15 laps left to go in this race. You want to give a shout out there to the NC811.org. Stella, tell me a little bit about it before we get this race kind of wrapping up here toward the end.
I can do that because they've been around since way back in 1978. The NC811 has provided fast and easy communication links between your local government or your local utility providers and you. Give them the information about the excavation you're planning, transmit the information to the utilities, and then the utilities will come out and locate and mark your publicly managed underground lines. And they do it all for free. So be sure to contact 811 or 1-800-632-4949 at least 3 working days before you plan on digging. I came up with a slogan. Can I give it to him?
Yeah, sure. See what you think.
Okay. It says, call 811 so you don't have to call 911.
Ah, for hitting an electrical line or something. Yeah.
Bingo.
All right. All right. Let's take a rotate up here and check out Eddie Rose. Rose might be in some trouble here as Brandon Hastings picks up the pace. Hastings now to the inside. 91 Chevrolet. Good run. 46-1 to rotate on through, see if he can get a good dive into turn 3 and 4, but he is not going to have the ability to do that. Rose is now going to be following behind Brandon Hastings. So Hines, Benefield, Johnny Taylor sitting 1, 2, and 3. Brandon Hastings is our 4th place driver, and Eddie Rose sitting here top 5. Brandon Banks, Jamie Knopf, Michael Strickland, Matt Sisler, and Stoney Benefield sitting in our top 10. Right now, Eddie Rose trying to take a peek underneath Brandon Hastings. No can do. Doesn't look like he's going to have any luck coming up with any kind of fight here for him. So we'll rotate back here to Jamie and see if Jamie's got anything for him. Toyota trying to see if he can separate a few more of these Chevrolets that are around him. Brandon Banks will be next on his list. But Jamie's actually been running slightly faster here the past couple of laps in that 28. And seeing if he can get Brandon Banks behind him. But Stella, we saw Banks leading a couple of laps here. Well, I wonder what happened.
I don't know, but that's I'm kind of curious because I was saying if he had that to give, he did it too soon. But we have since put some tires on, and if he's got a chance to go, he better go now.
Well, 9.5 seconds off pace. I don't think he's going to be able to recover and kind of catch back up, seeing that Hines is probably placing down some of his best laps out there. Right now, he's about 2/10 faster than anybody else out here on the field. Remember, Corey Hines does not qualify. And his time for qualification, if he were to run the time that he has run, of a 39.06. That was enough to take the pole tonight. And then he would have been leading possibly almost every lap here tonight. Aside from that, so they have flossed through the field and decided to fight their way up to the front, where they all remain. Right now, I don't think they have a driver that's not inside the top 10.
Yeah, I was just watching Sikosi. He and Benfield were having at it, and now Parks just got into the mix.
Huh.
They're doing some passing back here a little bit.
Yeah, Craig Parks is hanging up toward the top, though. That's also Ryan Wendt. I think he's working his way down pit here. Yep.
Yeah, these 3 have changed places about 4 times.
Yeah, a few guys slacking off, though. They're kind of shuffling it through a little bit. I think somebody just reactivated, though. I think yes, Thomas Stanley.
Ah.
Actually
right.
reactivated and back onto the track.
Good deal.
Yeah, he would actually have to pass Culver twice to get one more position here. So he's going to come lay down some more laps and try to see what he can do. All right, let's see if we can find anybody else out here. Nothing yet. Looking to see if Sikosi, everybody's pretty spread apart here. I think Stoney may have burned the tires off. Sorry, I had some more right front spring than these cars here. Seeing the cars are trying to drag through the turns instead of rotate through. I definitely hate seeing guys rotating, or trying to drive through the track and it tries to ride up. All that does is promote more tire wear, and it definitely gets harder and harder and harder. Brandon Hastings still out in front of Eddie Rose here with 7 to go. Stella, this is, I would probably say, almost uneventful right here toward the end. I'm waiting to see if these guys are kind of waiting until about 3 to go, and guys are going to be trying to shoot around each other here right at the end.
They'll have to be a lot closer to each other than most of them are if they're going to be doing any of that. Kind of like this.
Man, yeah, right now Eddie Rose is taking a look underneath. Hastings loose. Oh, man. Right now Eddie Rose has got another chance at it here. But there's the separation. Moving on back, it looks like Jamie Knopf is trying to figure out how to get around him. Right now, Jamie on to the bottom, and now Brandon Banks. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, it looks like he let out of the gas that time.
Yeah.
So that battle's over.
Aw. Yeah, but that's what I was saying is, they're going to have to be a lot closer together than most of these guys are if they're going to make any kind of play in these final laps.
Caution.
Oh, no. Well, that changes everything.
I believe Mr. went around.
No.
I see the smoke out there, so I believe Zebra Cakes is down and out. Down pit road he's going to go as the flag comes out. Man. Stella,
You're getting that evil laugh that means
we are about to
everything
clump
is
everybody back together again.
vain.
And
Yes,
here's
we
one
are.
for you. Okay. Do you pit?
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're Eddie Rose, your last lap time was a 42.5. His best time was a 39.32.
He's got to pit.
But we may be under green-white checkered here at the end. By the time we get back under green. That means he's got 2 laps to pass as many as possible. Everything is going to
Take 2.
depend off this man right here.
Oh, yeah.
Whether
if
he comes
goes in,
down or not.
everybody. Yeah. You figure everybody dives in if he goes?
Seeing that he is still running under a 41-second lap, Corey will not pit.
Ooh. Okay. Whoop, there's one taker.
Yeah, I believe that
2.
should have been Rayburn. Yep,
Oh.
there's Rayburn, there's Cope. They're working their way down pit.
All right.
Like the idea. They were running 43-second laps.
Okay. So you figure somebody like 5 to 10 should not pit? Or
Well,
they pit even if the 1 through 5 does not?
Almost, the saying goes, Stella, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Really
and
and truly.
Right now, if the top 5 pit, everybody else might not pit. But if the
Oh.
top 5 don't, then right now everybody from, let's say, Brandon Banks sitting 7th down could pit. And now I've got fresh tires. We all
Right.
line up right where we were, and now they may be able to take over Team Conti. So right now I'm on the edge of my seat here because right now they've got to figure it out this lap by. They have to pit this time by. Light should be off.
Decisions.
Yeah, and right now I guarantee you, crews are losing their minds right now trying to figure out the right choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm
if
wondering
you
if that's
go,
Sisler.
Do you just do one side? I think we've got takers.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm wondering if anybody's nibbling. Johnny Taylor was thinking about it.
No.
Nope. All right. Anybody gonna do it? No. Nobody's gonna pit.
Wow.
No kidding.
Huh.
Now I would admit, seeing that only 16th on up is on the lead lap, I would have expected Sikosi, Sanders, Wheeler, Benfield, Hassler, and Fonseca to come in.
Okay.
The guys outside the top 10. I would have
Yeah.
expected them to come in.
To at least be able to run past, say, 5 guys. And move up and into the top 10. Being that you had fresh tires.
Should be. Trying to check out there in the chat. Sisler's saying they don't have any tires left. I have to double check because I thought we had 4 in pits tonight. We should have had 4. So tires on 30, tires on 60, tires halfway through. We should have 1 set left.
Interesting.
Unless tire count is wrong.
Unless this league sets it up differently than what they put in their schedule. Because I'm looking right here, tire sets, Michigan, 4. Very interesting. So I wonder if this league is not 4 sets laying. It's 4 sets including the one you have on.
Well, that would totally bite.
Yes, it would. The worst part is we wouldn't know. We don't know. That's the part that bites.
Well, what do we know?
We do know that it is.
Green flag back out. Corey Hines, Johnny Taylor, 1 and 2. Adam Benfield sitting 3rd. Looking to see if Brandon Hastings is going to try to throw his hat in. Right now, Corey Hines has got to have it to the floor. He's got to get away. Remember, heat cycling in the tires. There we go. Hines breaking the draft. Not letting anybody use it here. That's going to allow Hines to squeeze out just a little more to get away. Eddie Rose down on the bottom. Jamie Knopf sitting in 6th. White flag this time by.
Benefield was sideways and held it.
Yeah. Right now, that's going to be critical here because it's going to send it 3 wide almost at the line. Eddie Rose. Oh, little too far. Little too far into the dirt. Sisler underneath. Yes. Sisler proving to me he wasn't going to wreck this race, so let's make it happen. I just poked Sisler. Oh, no. Sisler. No. Hold in there. Right
Final
now.
lap, guys.
Holy cow. All right, let's get a check on Johnny Taylor. No, I don't think so. Where's Stoney going to be? Stoney! Stoney, no! It's Stoney in the back of Craig Parks. 4 wide here at the line. Matt Sisler's around. No! They're still holding it, though. Schaefer's trying to hold on. Holy cow.
We did lose 1 person into the grass. Oh, my heavens. How did they hold on to those cars? Oh, that's amazing.
Eric Schaefer is the one who went off track here.
Oh. Well, several of them went off track, but only one fellow redesigned the... Look. And then I swear he pushes to straighten him back up.
Yeah, 74 rotates up. Check this out.
Oh,
Sisler trying to hold on to it.
He does.
The 59 of Justin Cope, he squeezes out.
Oh, no. Yeah, with the help of number 4, he stayed on track just fine. Oh, my heavens.
Oddly enough, Justin Cope is one of the drivers that came down on lap 120 for a fresh set of tires, and so was Brian Rayburn. And they finished 17th and 18th.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
That was a bumpy finish.
That it was. All right, let's take a look at Corey Hines here. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and take a look at our race results here for tonight. Great run here, especially right at the end. Great run. There we are, still with the top 16 drivers. Keith Vaughn second. I know some people may be kind of muttering about went under their breath of him spinning out there right at the end, but I think it livened it up right here at the end. Definitely made it really interesting. How it all came about there.
Yeah. Yeah, I do want to get with I don't know, race control or whoever sets up the races so that we can make sure that we have it right as far as maybe Mr. Sikosi would know the tire situation. I don't want to
fumble
have that wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. All righty. Well, hold on, everybody. We're going to try to run these guys down and figure out what they got to say. Alrighty, everybody. We've caught up with our third place finisher, Brandon Hastings. Now, Brandon, we watched you most of this race, man. You scored on the pole here tonight, and talk to me a little bit about right here at the end. You led a bunch of laps, but man, what did Corey Hines have going on in front of you?
Corey Hines is an animal. I've been trying to race with him a lot this week. He's got this car figured out. I mean, I think that's what, 4 in a row, 5 in a row, something like that. But every week it seems like I'm watching film of him and how he's driving and what he's doing, and there's just something different with him. But I feel like I got a lot of strides here. This is the closest I've ever gotten to him. So oh well, next week will be another one, and I'll be watching him again all week.
What can anybody do to try to slow this guy down? I know a couple guys got to lead some laps. You led some laps. Adam led some laps. Brandon Banks was able to get up there and lead some laps. Yet he still pulls away, even here at the end with worn tires.
Wreck him. I hate to say it like that. I said earlier today, I said if there was a Pro Series for just the Xfinity car, he'd probably be right there in contention for a championship. So like I said, he's got the car figured out, and it's almost second nature to him. I wish I could tell you something different. Wish I could tell you the secret, but I don't know it.
All right, man. Well, we head to Indianapolis next week. Confidence level heading there.
Next to none. I hate that track.
What? Everybody? Why is that? Is it the turn entry in the 1 and in the 3, or is it the transfer in between the 2?
It's I'm a musician, and the amount of rhythm it takes to get around that place, but the fact that you have to enter in 4 identical corners all differently doesn't coincide with me. So yeah, I hate that place. I could run 160 laps there, and all 160 laps would be ran differently.
Oh,
wow. All righty, man. Well, we'll definitely keep an eye out for the 91 Chevrolet out there and see what you can do. Shout out time.
Oh, Team Conti, Sim Performance, Nick Ottinger, Mom. We're just trying to go back to the drawing board. I'm mad about third. It's kind of sad, but I'm mad about third still.
Yeah, it was definitely tough. I know a lot of guys out there battling for that number 1 spot, man. But hey, top 3, not bad. Brandon, congratulations on your finish, man, and we'll see how you do next week.
Hey, thanks. Have fun.
You too. All right, that moves us to our second place finisher of Johnny Taylor. We've talked to Johnny once before. Johnny, talk to me about how this number 3 Chevrolet did out here tonight.
Yeah, that race was a pretty good race there. We had a pretty stout car. The boys at Team Conti Sim Performance built a rocket this week, as they do usually week in and week out. Yeah, Corey, he was just fast. He was class of the field all night. I think it ultimately came down to tire management and how you managed those tires throughout the run there. Hate it came down to a late race restart, but overall it was a solid race.
Yeah. Well, I know you notice everybody was kind of off by a few seconds there, back and forth. You kind of taken a little bit off there. I think Corey had probably saved his tires a little bit longer. I know Adam led a few laps. I know you got up there a couple of times. Corey led a bunch of laps, but it's kind of toward the end of the run, he seemed to kind of pull away by a few seconds off of everybody. Any adjustments you made to try to combat that here even toward the end?
That last pit stop there, we took a few adjustments just to short fuel it and whatnot and make it to the end. But other than that, we didn't really. Car felt pretty solid all night. Just think it just came down to guy behind the wheel, really.
Yeah, well, a guy behind the wheel of Brandon Hastings was the one behind you who was not confident at all at Indianapolis. So how about you?
Indy, this should be a interesting race. I think it'll definitely be draft dependent and come down to just the mistakes made each corner. I think one little hiccup there, and I think it'll cost you a little bit in the corners there, but it'll be hard to pass.
Yeah, well, I figure it might just be a single file race, and the only time you're gonna get is trying to dive bomb into a turn heading off the straightaways, which I know sometimes is for most guys a scary part of the track is when guys shoot underneath. You have no idea they're there, and before your spotter can say anything, they're into your side. Team Conti seems to have this kind of pretty much figured out here at the NSR Xfinity Series. Is there anything you guys are even nervous about coming up? We got Indy, we got Atlanta, but then we start switching to some concrete tracks and even a really weird track. I don't know. We'll see if Rockingham's been re-scanned or re-lasered out there. Anything you guys are even nervous about, man? Because it almost seems like you guys kind of toy around with the rest of the field.
I'm looking forward to some new tracks, and it's always fun just seeing what we can do and just try to better ourselves and get better.
Johnny, shout out time.
I'd like to thank the boys at Team Connie and Nick, Adam, Dustin, Hastings, y'all up in the booth, and Mark and them boys for putting the league on.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll definitely have some stuff. Hopefully, we'll see you Sunday as well, man. Good luck to you, and congratulations on your second-place finish.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, Johnny Taylor. And we'll kind of give you guys a hint right here at the end. Don't go away. We'll tell you what the NSR Xfinity Series has coming up next. We're going to talk to Corey Hines here in just a second. Do want to give a shout-out out there to Ruth Gardner. She's saying she's off here now, so we'll kind of see if anything mixes up here a little bit. But let's find Corey Hines out here, who not many people saw his front bumper tonight. Most of the people had been looking at him from the back. Corey, talk to me about this race, man. Doesn't seem like nothing it's still nothing slowing you down here.
Yeah, it was kind of that last stage there, really. I think everybody was kind of playing the tire saving game there, but really fun race, mostly green, so that was awesome to see.
Yeah, I do have to admit, I know the last caution there on lap 104 with Ryan Wendt, unfortunately for him, kind of getting spun around out there, it bunched you guys back up. To me, I almost found it from our viewership a little more interesting. You guys bunched it all back up instead of you running away with this for almost 2.5 seconds ahead of the pack. I would assume your answer would probably be you weren't too excited about that because you had to push it a little more than you wanted to.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't excited about that. I was going pretty hard on my tires there before that yellow came out, and anytime you bunch everybody up and get them in the draft, it's really hard to pull far enough away to break that. You kind of slip, you're done.
Yeah, well definitely.
Let's put it this way, it's been asked, how do we stop you? How do you end up beating Corey Hines? And the Tanya Harding method is the closest that they've been able to come, which is take them out at the knees. Because otherwise you're going to, eat their lunch.
Yeah, we'll talk about kind of wrecking you out there, Corey. Is kind of what they're recommending is the only way to slow you down. You know, is there a weak spot anywhere in your game?
Oh, well, I can't take all the credit. Them guys at Team Conti put in a lot of effort and making sure everybody's happy with the setup and stuff like that. So they're the ones that build all the speed for us.
Yeah, I believe it. But if all you guys at Team Conti are racing the same, then how come, you know, some of these other guys aren't right on your rear bumper? I mean, nothing against Jamie Knopf here, but man, he battled all the way from the back. He didn't move as fast up front as you guys did, yet he still got a top 5 here tonight. So these guys are saying you're an animal, man. There's something going on out there that you've got these cars dialed in, especially the Xfinity cars, and you're just about impossible to beat, which brings us to Indianapolis. You know, what at Indianapolis is easy about that track, seeing that every corner can be just a little bit different, and it's extremely hard to pass.
Yeah, actually not too excited about that track. It's definitely really line sensitive, and your inputs on your pedals, it's real, you got to hit it just right. It's a fine line for sure.
All right, well, let's talk one more thing about Indianapolis, man. As the track kind of comes up, I have yet to see you qualify. Is that a track you're going to qualify at?
I don't know. We'll see. I haven't decided that.
He's going to see how fast those lap times go down, Stella, and then he'll determine when he figures out if he's a second faster than the rest of the field, he won't qualify. If he's only a couple tenths, he's probably going to qualify. You know, there's no sense in tangling up with, in the middle of the field when you don't have to. All righty, Corey Hines, shout out time, brother. Your turn.
All righty, just thank you guys for doing this, putting it on, and again, thanks Team Connie and everybody over there for giving us top-notch setups every week.
Yeah, and Mom. Corey Hines. Yeah, there you go. All right, Corey Hines, congratulations on yet another win, man. You've got this thing locked in. I think you could probably sit out until at least the championship 4, and then go out there and give them hell there at Rockingham. But we will see you at Indianapolis, man. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow at the fundraiser.
All righty, thank you.
Take it easy. All right, everybody, that does remind me, the fundraiser. Stella, do you want to tell them about it, or you want me to tell them about it?
Why don't you tell them about it?
Ooh, you want me to tell them about the race? All right, guys, keep in mind, tomorrow, we actually host these guys next week, actually this upcoming Sunday, of a fundraiser race that these guys are holding. Make sure you stay tuned, as we are going to have an excellent run over there, and we're going to be in the trucks. We're pulling them out of these and moving them on to something else, into the trucks instead, and letting them go at it that way. They're going to kind of shuffle back and forth. They're going to race at Daytona. It should be the Daytona Shootout, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, you can find it in National Sim Racing on their Facebook page, and it will be at the same time, Sunday, January 7th at 8 p.m. at Daytona. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of an entry fee, but it's $250 to win. Each stage wins some money as well. Stages will be at 20, 40, and 100. Of course, it will be broadcasted by us. And not an open setup, Stella. These guys go fixed. So that way anybody can pay to play out here with the NSR Xfinity Series, guys. What do you think about that?
I like it. I think it'll be new and interesting. It'll be something different. A little bit of the Conti advantage might be taken away.
It may be possible. I would say the advantage may be taken away until it gets to drafting teamwork. Then I would probably side against that. But, man, these guys are definitely going to be really giving it something tomorrow. Same time, different place, different car. But, of course, you'll be here with Simtrax Broadcasting. With Patrick Morrison and Stella will be locked and loaded, ready for that race. We'll rally cap. Hopefully, Corey Boudinot will be able to see over top of that. Definitely makes it a lot easier on the admins here with an eye in the sky. But from all of us here at Simtrax Broadcasting, we will see you all tomorrow at Daytona. So be well, be safe, be kind, and I'll see you then, guys.